break one needs to be a little longer, that could be an option. Okay,
cool.
Okay. So keys right here. Now
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting New Mexico United. Goalkeeper number 13, Chris James. Defender number 2, Nico Hamalainen. Defender number 3, Chris Gloucester. Defender number 4, Kip Keller. Defender number 15, Osman DeBang. Defender number 16, Will Seymour. Midfielder number 5, Gayon Harris. Midfielder number 19, Zico Bailey. Midfielder number 21, Valentine Noel. Forward number 7, Niall Reed Stepman. And forward number 10, Greg Hurst. Head coach for New Mexico is Dennis Sanchez.
You'll help train future truck drivers through
Early on in this young USL Championship season, but it feels like midsummer, nearly 90 degrees here in San Antonio, Texas. Toyota Field, Week 3 matchup, San Antonio FC hosting New Mexico United. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Tyler Denning, Katie Goodman. This is a jam-packed week for SAFC. They played last weekend. Then you sneak in a U.S. Open Cup match midweek. They win there, and they're back at it again week 3 tonight.
It's a bit of a struggle for New Mexico United as well because they had a bye week, and then they came and played 3 games on their first week, so pretty tough for them too.
This a rematch of last year's USL Playoffs quarterfinals, one in which New Mexico United ended the season for SAFC. Let's talk San Antonio, Katie. Thus far, their calling card, they have 1 win, 1 draw, but it's been defense and goalkeeping.
Yes, incredible defense with the addition of Akeem Moore. Danny Barber just has really kept that back line nice and cohesive. And, of course, Joey Perchuni doing a great job. Had a huge save against FC Tulsa, working with an 85.7% save percentage, and a San Antonio local at that.
Hard to project carrying over from last season to this season because personnel changes so much. And for New Mexico, this is just their second match playing on this season.
Yeah, I mean, they've had to replace a couple of legends there in New Mexico. But one thing's for sure is San Antonio really struggled with their style of play, that movement. They love to manage the game all on their own. And we've got a call up here. Niall Reed Steven from Tormenta FC has 13 goals, 7 assists. I talked to Coach before the game. He said he has adapted really well. You never know what's going to happen when you bring these guys up from League One, but he said he's doing great and he's really excited to see where he goes.
So these 2 very historically successful programs will put it to the pitch tonight. Week 3, we get to find out more about both of these ball clubs. New Mexico, San Antonio FC will get you starting lineups and open this ball game when we come back.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Wow. Awesome. Cool.
Sweet. Nice. Hey! I like your dress.
You look pretty.
No, you look pretty.
No, you look pretty.
No, you.
During the Ready, Set, Go sales event, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $549 a month for 36 months. Offer ends March 31st.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota. Let's go places.
$10 for a large, $10 for any 3 toppings, $10 for your choice of hut crust. Like our new garlic parm hand tossed. Because there's crust, and then there's hut crust. The crust you crave, only $10. Order in the Pizza Hut app.
John is having chest pains. What should I do?
What are they saying?
Lara says it could be a muscle strain.
No, it's not a muscle strain. It's like inside. What else did they say?
Your mama says it's probably stress. Walk around the block.
I can't even walk around the sofa. I can't even get up.
High-quality emergency care. Available near you.
When you donate or shop at Goodwill, you'll help train future nurses' aides through our local career training programs. Good job, everyone.
San Antonio FC Soccer is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Starting lineup for New Mexico United, their head coach Dennis Sanchez. Reed Steven, you had pointed out, Katie, any other names? Who else to watch out for this New Mexico United squad?
Yeah, the usuals from last season, Greg Hurst, Valentin Noel, all high scorers. Really difficult to contain them last season. I'm interested to see how now Reed Steven and Dayon Harris throw things in the mix there.
Starting lineups brought to you by Rico's. We now look at San Antonio FC wearing the red tonight. Head coach Carlos Llamosa. This will be the group playing in the 3-4-3.
And something different about this team that you look at, Hernandez, Patino, Perano, all up top, they have been extremely dynamic. I think they are going to be really hard to contain. That is the biggest difference I've seen this season versus last season.
Third match of the USL Championship season. San Antonio began with a 2-1 victory over Phoenix Rising here at Toyota Field. It was Hernandez and Cronali that scored. Then a 0-0 draw against FC Tulsa, last year's Western Conference champs. So back-to-back matches against last year's Western Conference finalists when you welcome in New Mexico. Played a U.S. Open Cup match Wednesday night here at Toyota Field. They won 6-0 against the RAS Soccer Club New Stars. First U.S. Open Cup win since 2023. They advanced to the second round, happening on April 1st, excuse me. Their opponent was announced Friday at 11 a.m. Will be FC Tulsa, the team that they just played in USL play.
And no, that is not a joke on April Fools. We really and truly are playing FC Tulsa once again. That's the toughest thing about the USL Championship. When it comes to a lot of these U.S. Open games, they kind of stay in the same area of the United States as you're trying to get out of your area. And so it ends up causing multiple meetups. Kind of like that was actually the situation last season with New Mexico United. Lost 4 times to New Mexico United.
Fans out, sun has gone down. A little bit cooler as temperature was above 90. Katie, your keys for the match as we are now underway with play.
Well, San Antonio FC has done so well to score early. Last game, goal 5 minutes in. And one thing we know about them, 41 matches are undefeated when they are leading at the half. And when they come out switched on, good things happen there for San Antonio. They're going to have to watch New Mexico's late runs, though. A couple of times, New Mexico had really good chances there in that last matchup. And then for New Mexico, just man mark on defense, a lot of ball watching in their last game, and then stay compact so that they can handle Jorge, Christian Perano, and Santiago Patino, because they're going to be really dynamic and just hard to track. So stay compact and man mark.
New Mexico in the yellow kit. San Antonio red and black. Head-to-head, New Mexico has the advantage. You made mention of the 4-0 record last season, all-time 10-5-2.
It's always hard to say what the breakdown actually was between SAFC and New Mexico. I think they're just a team that likes to demand the ball, demand the game, and I think SAFC, if they're chasing, it's just not going to be good for them. High possession team is New Mexico, so as soon as they start dictating the game like this, then you're in trouble.
This is just the second match of the season for New Mexico. No points as they lost 2-1 at Oakland Roots SC. They were down 2-0. It was an own goal in the 80th as the whistle blows. Offsides on the attack. They did play a match U.S. Open Cup-wise on Wednesday against Crusaders FC of the MPSL. It was a 3-2 victory. Late goal by Christian Nava booked them a spot in the round of 32. They will also play on April 1st against El Paso Locomotive. That will be at the University of New Mexico Soccer Complex. So both of these teams, albeit playing different squads in that opening round of U.S. Open Cup play, coming in off of victories midweek, but neither with victories in their last USL Championship matches. San Antonio with their first opportunity deep in the attacking third.
Doing well not to force it here. You can tell they've been coached to recycle and keep that ball moving. Tough hit into the corner, not able to save it. Or, yeah. That one tricked my eyes there.
Goal kick. Chris Shakes between the pipes in the green for New Mexico. As mentioned, Joey Petruni on the other side, already off to a great start. USL Championship Week 1 Team of the Week. In the blue, after his 3 saves, 12 recoveries in the shutout against FC Tulsa, the Scissor Tails, his second career USL Championship start. Good move to earn space and move forward. Just past Patino. Shakes will collect.
Something they did really well against Phoenix was just moving that ball through the middle. That is San Antonio. Just a lot of quick 1-2 passes, and again, dynamic movement. And you can see that that's kind of the objective here. Almost looking like 5 in the back. One of those formations that can really easily morph throughout the game.
When the offense is working, or as they want it to work for SAFC, who will be the player driving it?
I would say Patino. I mean, big time leading goal scorer of San Antonio FC history, so you can expect him to step up when needed. Close call there for Hakeem Ward. Dayon Harris, you've got to watch him. He's got some speed there. He's already seen him attack the goal once, and you know he's a guy that can get in and behind and cause problems.
Ball bounces the way of San Antonio and back to Petruni, who divots underneath it. Ward's trying to fight it down. Will take down yellow-clad Noel. Ball remains in play.
And there's that chippiness that we know so well from San Antonio. When I was talking to head coach Sanchez, he knew it was going to be one of those matches because it always is. It's just part of their identity.
Three yellow cards on the season. He's trying to maintain the ball inbounds, hands up, no whistle. Crosses in, but the defense there, San Antonio will remain a shot on goal. It's curling in, it's deflected out. Good attacking presence for San Antonio early on. They make more of it. Another chance to cross. Just over the head. Parano crashing down, but stays in the attacking third.
Until San Antonio's done their homework.
Finding space. Miscommunication there, trying to tap forward for Ward. Wasn't within range, but the ball stays on this side. Throw-in coming.
Talk about that heart and hustle there from Patino, just to save it there on the end line, keep things circulating. I mean, you could see New Mexico's back line relaxed, and in reality, the ball was still in play. So, and then when I talk about doing their homework, when New Mexico was playing Oakland Roots, there was a couple of times that ball just bounced right in the box, or, you know, ball went backside. They were able to get a header in the net. And so when I talk about being touch tight, man mark, that's what I mean.
Maldonado will throw it in, get it back, recycle the ball. Dancing with the defense, moving around. Good look on frame.
Yeah, really hard to find a seam, especially driven low ball on the ground in that situation. Good work there from Shakes just to get to it.
Yeah, Shakes having to look alive early on.
Going into this game, 50 saves, 5 clean sheets. Seems to have made his spot there as the starting keeper.
Parano will head over. Let's see if the give is to him, or what's the play coming off the corner here.
Got so many tall guys in Pernali and Mitch Tainer and Denny Barber that I would want to put that in the mix. I think that's where your advantage is going to be.
Jorge Hernandez serves it in. Reset the form and try to do it again. This low stays and knocks around. Another shot. Shakes is there ready. Is a clean look for Eurofov, but Shakes was up to the task.
Really great look there for Dimitri, keeping his chest down, following through. I mean, you could see the power on that. It's the first touch that sets him up for success, too. Really makes Shakes work on that one.
Getting some great sound off the pitch tonight.
You can hear all kinds of things with those field mics.
Jorge serves it in, another head that is high, but Katie, you have to, if you're a San Antonio fan, if you're San Antonio, love the attacking nature that they've displayed thus far.
Yeah, on the front foot is where San Antonio is at their best, and we know we talk a lot about this team being so defensive, but a really good defense sets up a really good offense, and so I think a lot of teams in the USL Championship know that this team is stacked. It's not just the 11 guys out there. They have got some serious quality on the bench. So as long as people can stay healthy.
Ooh, good back heel. Make the run forward, but too aggressive on the leave.
Always love a tricky back heel. You see a lot of those from Jorge Hernandez between him and Patino and Tuku.
San Antonio finding some space, room to operate. Out wide. It's the injury report from Methodist. This an opportunity again, right into the middle. San Antonio is getting some very good looks on the goal frame, but Shakes to the task once again. Tested. Dimitri Eurofov there again.
Dimitri really wanting a goal here. A couple looks at goal early on. He's doing a really good job of getting into the right place at the right time. It's only a matter of time if he just keeps connecting with the ball there. And if anything, he's causing enough of a disturbance that now they've got his number circled.
Third corner over the last 5 minutes. Eurofov will send that out into the parking lot.
That was Emil Cuello, excuse me. Also had spent some time with San Antonio FC a while back and then went elsewhere and eventually came back. So it's always interesting to see guys do that kind of thing. Pirano, same thing, left for a bit and then came back.
Opening 10-plus minutes, really good. Katie, how would you evaluate for San Antonio?
I've seen some really good things on both sides here. You know, when New Mexico is really pinging the ball around, they seem like they have control of the game, and vice versa. When San Antonio is in the attacking third, they're looking really clinical here. It's just, you know, it just hasn't gone their way just yet.
Is this one dangerous, though, that you can look back and say, man, that first 10 minutes, we should have had one?
Yeah, one or two, no doubt. But you know, the good thing is it's not... The shots on goal weren't Shanks. You know, they were on frame. It was just really good goalkeeping there by Christopher Shanks. And then another offside call here for New Mexico, and that just speaks to the quality of this back line. You know, that can be really hard when you've got 4 and 5 on the back line for everyone to be on the same page, but they've done so well to hold.
4 shots, 2 on target. San Antonio came into this match in USL Championship play with 14 total shots, 3 of those on target. So already with better offensive production number-wise, attacking of their 2 goals scored. One's come inside the box, one outside of the box. Held scoreless in that 0-0 draw week 2 against FC Tulsa, but tough task going up against last year's Western Conference champs.
Yeah, I think that FC Tulsa game was bad for everyone involved. It was a tough one to watch.
Numbers and space to move for San Antonio here. The cross is on the ground. Defense will deal with it before Shakes is asked.
What I like about this San Antonio FC team is that they are patient moving into the attacking third. You could see there they really slowed the game down, and then they increased speed on the way in, which is a really hard thing to do sometimes as a unit. And that's how you get in transition.
So they have gears that they can shift through.
That's right, that's right.
It's not just 1 and 5.
They went from gear 2 to gear 6.
Ward crosses it, back heel try, and then flipping around, bicycling to the ground, but another souvenir again as San Antonio has dominated these opening 15 minutes, but Shakes and the defense have been to the task thus far.
Solid effort there from Patino on his bicycle, just a little bit too high over that crossbar. But one thing's for sure is San Antonio is making sure that they get the last touch, and that's really important when you're there in the attacking third. So again, I mean, you could talk all day long about how great the movement was, but if that ball doesn't hit the back of the net, it doesn't matter here in the end. So, and we're approaching that 15-minute mark. Usually a lot of their goals so far have come really early. So let's see. It's a new season. You never know. You've got new guys on the team. You can base a little bit off of what you've seen last season, but this definitely looks like a different team to me early on.
Is this the best 15 minutes of offense they've had?
I would say so. I mean, I actually take that back. I think in that Phoenix game, they were so good right from the get-go. 5-minute goal there from Jorge Hernandez, just pinging it through between Patino and Perano. And then that next goal came from Cronali, just with a late run.
Here's the challenge and whistle that we just saw. Go ahead.
Yep. And no ball in sight to be touched. So I can understand where that call is coming from.
Ousmane Jabang backing up.
I think both guys just misread the bounce.
Danny Barber on the receiving end. Well, they've stayed true to form in your scouting report and saying trying to strike and score early. That's been the early offensive onslaught. Another opportunity, but just off the boot. Not enough time to collect himself.
When you look at San Antonio, they just have improved so much this season in their attack into the attacking third. You can see where Coach Carlos Llamosa has just found the right pieces there up top. But also look at the defending just to keep New Mexico from moving forward, not even giving them any breathing room at all.
New Mexico, that's at least 3 or 4 bad turnovers that have led to opportunities for San Antonio. Can they capitalize finally? Dumbing that one through, trying to leave it for Patino.
Maybe that's going to be a corner kick opportunity. Deflected there off of Christopher Shakes. But yeah, Perano, that's his signature move, just dribbling through people, coming out the back line with speed, tossing that ball off to someone, continuing to run. He's a really hard guy to mark.
4th corner of the match thus far for San Antonio. What do you expect to see here?
I'm thinking backside. I'm going to have to switch it up at some point.
That went right into the middle, bouncing around, finally cleared out by Hurst.
Yeah, and then when you look at the recruiting here from Carlos Llamosa, like just next level here this season for San Antonio. Got some height on defense. Mitch and Cronali really were holding it down last season in that way, but get a little bit more height back there. It really helps things out. And then just picking the perfect people there up top, in my humble opinion, for San Antonio. Just really a formidable 3. I think you're going to hear a lot about those 3 guys, Jorge Hernandez, Perano, and Patino.
Every year that we come back, it feels so hard for programs and for continuity to carry over, because success usually breeds people coming down and they want to take your talent or moving around at the USL level. So to have some of the same names, faces back for San Antonio FC, that's big.
Yeah, definitely want to hold on to as much of your quality roster as possible. And I mean, we have Luke Hawkinson we haven't even seen yet, I believe, on the bench. And so, you know, there's still so many quality guys that haven't even stepped foot on the field here just yet.
Good passing sequence, chip forward. Patino will try it himself, look for the 5-hole, but Shakes covers it up.
Really could have gone either way in that situation. I don't think he was wrong to try to put it on frame. He has the quality to be able to do that and slip it past the keeper. He also had a guy running there in the middle, though. And just like that on the other side of the field.
It's been all offensive onslaught from San Antonio thus far. New Mexico trying to just find some breathing room defensively is harmlessly wide of the right post. Nothing doing for Batruni off the foot of Hurst.
You can see with New Mexico, they're just not firing on all cylinders right now. I mean, you've got a ton of quality there. I think it's just working with moving off of each other a little more and also just gaining possession. In those moments, you don't want to give up your possession so early, even if that means recycling it back, trying to create spaces, bring in a more quality attack.
Sample size not huge is an ambitious effort.
I like the trickiness there. Cheeky.
In their lone match, 86.2% success rate on their passes, 63.9 on long passes. It's 607 passes across their 90-plus minutes did New Mexico, but the passing has looked off at times thus far.
Yeah, I think it's just San Antonio FC is a smothering defensive team. I mean, they defend from the top to bottom, and it just makes it difficult to build out in that situation.
3-on-2 here for San Antonio. Numbers coming back, trying to find Ward, who had space up the right side. Is now a challenge from behind. Will draw the whistle and maybe draw a card here as being summoned back on the challenge. Maldonado. Looks like just a warning.
Just looking back here at the foul, there's a lot of hands on the back there, so going to get called for that every time.
Servando Bernarico, the referee for tonight.
With his hands full already, only 22 minutes in, and it's already pretty chippy, but I fully expected that. Especially with the long history that you have here. And, you know, I did speak to head coach Sanchez from New Mexico right before this game, and he said, we actually have a chip on our shoulder. It was tough getting as far as we did and not making it there into the final, and so they've really got something to prove here.
There is a yellow card. Niall Reed-Steven, who we highlighted in the open, just the second yellow card on the season, presented to New Mexico. What'd you see?
Yeah, a little bit ambitious there from Niall Reed-Steven. You can see that
in that Western Conference Championship match, they lose 3-0 to FC Tulsa. Back the other way. Pirano trying to keep it down, but ricochets it behind and out of bounds.
Niall Reed-Steven down on the pitch here. definitely took a knock in that collision.
Ball back in play. Yet another turnover forced by the San Antonio defense.
Great work there from Dimitri Yurfit just to cause that turnover there in the middle.
Jorge working, chipping it in. Another corner coming for San Antonio.
Moments like that, you can also really feel the Colombian influence. It's more of a fluid game. You don't have to just stay in your position and make your, black and white runs. You can get creative, and you can see where Coach Llamosa has given San Antonio FC the liberty to just feel it out.
Charging towards the goal, trying to get one going for the near post. Love the ambition. Sperano doing it himself.
He's got so much speed on the ball. Really hard to beat him when he's on the dribble. He wanted to put that power behind it, but again, Shake's doing a great job just to cut off his angle and opportunities. That would have been a tough one to slot by.
Well, he used that one touch to try to get a little bit of an angle, and that made it be a little more interesting from our perspective than Shake's, but still falls in line with the narrative thus far, which has been all San Antonio attack. Okay, you look at the heat map. A lot of green, a lot of red down by that New Mexico goal thus far.
Yeah, a lot of red in that box, but I can guarantee you they're going to have a talk at halftime, and they might be a different team coming out there.
San Antonio turnover onto the foot of Harris, trying to work his duo of defenders, now a trio. He forces it out to Gloucester.
For New Mexico, this is where you just want to possess. I would bring that all the way to the back line.
Gloucester will work with the left. Dancing around Bailey. Some nimble footwork. Keep possession.
Former SAFCer as well, was here 2 seasons ago, and I just love to see the way he's flourished here under New Mexico.
Zico Bailey, once again. Moving the form to the right side. San Antonio defense follows. A little too much contact. Yellow card presented. Mikey Maldonado will be the recipient.
Yeah, it was just off to the right of your screen there. A little bit of a shove into the shoulders. Anytime you get those hands up and on the shoulders, they're going to call you for it there. Mikey Maldonado, a San Antonio native, actually went on to play with North Carolina FC before coming back here. Actually won that USL One League title. So again, a guy who's got the call up and he's done well. And I love to see these guys starting at the USL Championship. You know, that's another great thing. It's one thing to get on the roster. It's another thing to start.
New Mexico taking all the time. Keep this ball on the other side. From where has it resided the majority of the opening half? Too much heat on that ball. Is Petruni not tested? He will serve it out.
Really great placement, though. You can see the wheels turning. What the goal was, just run didn't get there in time. Also great defending from San Antonio FC just to force that one out.
Nine shots for SAFC, 4 on target, 2 shots for New Mexico, 1 on frame. Really, man of the match thus far has been Shakes in goal for New Mexico.
Bit of a jersey pool is going to get them the call, but got to admire the ambition there from Patino. Just having a look at it, you can see, puts his eyes on him, gets that jersey, hand over the shoulder, and yep. Good work there from the ref. Something I'm noticing also about this San Antonio FC team is that the energy just feels different. There's an excitement, a hustle back. There's some heart here in this team, you know, just getting back and defending, whether you're up top or on the wing or in the middle, and that's really making the difference here in this game.
Physical play from Alex Cronale, leader in shots coming into this match for the team with 3. Good challenge to win possession, clean. San Antonio moves back the other way, cutting in front of the defender. Challenge and push down. Is there a late whistle on Zico Bailey?
It was bumper cars all the way down, and that last hit was a pretty hard one. It didn't look like a flop to me, but let's look back at it. I mean, he's obviously putting his weight into Zico and ends up falling.
Dmitry Eurofave, Moscow Russian national. His imprint has been all over this game thus far.
Really good work last season as well. In 2025, had a goal in preseason. Battled some injuries, but really was a key piece there for San Antonio FC. You know, it's just technically creative, lots of potential opportunity for growth is what they were seeing last season, and you can see how that's panned out here. Starting spots and just doing a great job.
Yellow for Zico Bailey, so seeing some cards fly. Reed Steven in the 23rd. Maldonado on the SFC side in the 28th, and now Bailey at the 30-minute mark. Going long for the line, and it will go out of bounds. Be handed to Shakes.
Yeah, just a little bit too much oomph on that one. I think that ball was out before New Mexico even touched it.
Possession right now, 60-40 in favor of San Antonio.
Just have to make something of it.
That 5 interceptions, been stout defensively, but nothing to show on the all-important scoreboard. It's 0-0 it stands. Can they do something here? Getting around the corner, bending, pushing in, taking on the whole defense. But once again, Shakes is there to meet the challenge. How about the speed?
Yeah, Emil Cuello, great work there. But that service in from Mitch Tainer was really a dime piece. And here he is just driving his way through. But at that point, you've got so many yellow jerseys on you. It's really hard to just make it through that wall of people. The great work there from Kip Keller.
So we've seen a little bit of everybody getting in on the action. Cuello with the strong challenge there. Ball bouncing around. Headed out. High up into the hot March sky from Bailey. Back all the way to Betruni.
So many close calls for San Antonio FC, but still building out with composure, which is important. A lot of times you get excited and
they've got some space, got some chance. Here is Shakes there once again and will quickly feed it out. Trying to transition defense to offense for New Mexico, trying to get something going offensively. knocked around. The heel kept it in play. New Mexico will reset. Maldonado coming back as well.
Would have been a good time to try to break the lines there. SAFC a little bit out of form. Danny Barber just trying to find his way back to that back line after a really big run.
Gloucester will play it back to the center circle. Room to operate on the right. Around the defender, bouncing around. And the whistle will be drawn. Had the space, trying to work around the defense. Ineffective.
Yeah, on one hand, Jorge face was right there in front of his hand, but then you see that hook and that grab, and that's just not going to fly.
16, Will Seymour, donning the captain band for New Mexico tonight. Last 5 or so minutes, Katie, been a little more evenly matched than what we saw across the opening 30.
I would agree with that. New Mexico really getting a handle on the ball whenever they're dictating play.
Goalkeeper Chris Shakes that's down. He's grabbing left hamstring area, it looks like, calling for assistance. Katie, we know it gets hot here, but this unseasonably hot. It was over 90 degrees earlier today.
Yeah.
No breeze, really, either.
And like a week ago, it was 40. And so you just never know what to expect in Texas. But yeah, definitely toasty out there, even after the sun has gone down.
For San Antonio, this first half, if you walk away and you don't have a goal, is it not a success? Or do you still look at it as, hey, we're dictating the pace, we're imposing our will, even though we don't have anything to show for it?
I mean, they're doing so many good things that's going to carry over into the rest of the season. You can see the way that it's almost telepathic, the way they're moving. There's a lot of great chemistry there.
A lot of connectivity?
Yeah, a lot of connectivity, and that's a hard thing to get early on from the start. So, I mean, of course, Coach will probably say something different, wanting a goal, no doubt. But you also have to expect New Mexico United is going to come out with some fire, knowing exactly that San Antonio loves to smother you. They love to possess. They love to build forward with a quickness. And so if they can just get a little more compact and start defending higher up the field, it might help them out to just start possessing.
Connectivity. I felt that with our open from the get-go.
Yeah, there you go. See, everyone's
first
connected.
time for us back up. That felt good. Thus far, it's been a lot of attack for San Antonio. 6 shots on target. They came into this match, as I mentioned, with just 4. They have 11 total shots, but nothing to show goal scoring wise. Shakes seems to be good after a little bit of stretching, hydration. Get used to those hydration breaks.
Oh,
how about that for the World Cup?
Oh, yeah.
That's been a point of contention talking.
Mm-hmm. But it's so important just to stay safe and hydrated, and you're in so many different locations with different requirements that it's more about player safety. But it does help having a quarter timeout. It's feeling more like basketball sometimes.
Yeah, just don't take 45 minutes for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Good shake to get around the defense and earn some space. Guelo was right with the idea and moves the ball up the field about 15 yards. Ricochet off of the defender. Ward will throw it in.
Good defense there, but Akeem Ward has done so great in that outside back position. His hustle back, the way he plays forward, just great stuff. Has over 175 USL Championship appearances, so you can tell, you can see that experience play out here on the field. What a turn from Jorge.
Jorge Hernandez pushing forward and the defense pushing him to the ground. Usman Jabang
Really upset about that one. That fall really looked like it hurt. Looking back on it here, obviously there's a hand pulled down. There's some
It was a little more
jerseys.
than bumper cars.
Yeah,
that was like demolition derby.
Right. Who's going to be the last man standing? It's not Jorge. But I think he's happy to get the set piece here.
Has been such an offensive catalyst for San Antonio over his time with the team, integral to their success. But you've talked about the depth of this roster and a lot of different pieces, and we've seen that thus far this opening half. A lot of different names, trying to find something to show for it. A little too much sauce. And out of bounds as Shakes will play it back in, and hustling way back all the way across the pitch, Barber.
San Antonio FC's fitness seems to be good too. Normally around this time, coaches are looking to the bench if there's a weak link, but
it's another turnover right into the mix. Jorge working, drawing 2 defenders, and now a third. Eventually tapped out. Hesitation to move the ball forward. San Antonio will quickly go back, thrown into Jorge.
I can understand New Mexico wanting the call on that one. It was a bit of a swipe. He just jumped over it, didn't take him out. Ooh, what a ball in.
That was a nice ball into space. Arrowfave has had the hot foot thus far, and the defense there just in time on the cross, had space to work with. Dimitri Arrowfave, though, has had plenty of opportunity and made plenty. Another one here in the opening half.
Great work just delivering that ball with pace, but it's a better step there from Will Seymour. This back line has done a really good job to stay compact there with Kip Keller, Chris Gloucester, just doing a great job to deny.
Keep an eye on 55 in red. Dimitri Arrowfave has made an impact thus far. Have you seen this from him in the matches prior? Is this what fans can expect?
Yeah. I think he just didn't get enough minutes last season, was battling injury, was in and out, and the few times he was on the field was really, really good quality stuff. And I like that he has put, Carlos Llamosa has put him more in the middle of the field, because that allows him to kind of track and move. You know, 1 minute he's in the corner, the next minute he's on the other side of the field.
How about the defensive play by Maldonado? Just sticking Bailey. Bailey already with that 1 yellow card, playing with fire. Hernandez ricochets it off the defense's foot. Another corner coming for San Antonio.
Best thing about that foul, Zico Bailey putting his hands up. It wasn't me. It was clearly you. Sometimes that just makes it worse for the ref.
Yeah, you're going to test the ref and say, well, you're going to give me a second?
Yeah. But all in all, that's the stirring up that New Mexico United needs. They need some of that body being put on San Antonio FC back. And Zico Bailey's there to do it.
Jorge Hernandez quickly off the head. Ward there with his. He'll receive the ball back, assess the options, and chip forward. Morano and Hernandez working in tandem. Ward coming up to fill the space. The defense snuffs it out.
And once again, really good movement, making it so difficult to track them here.
Arrowfave will work back over to his left foot and try far post, but too much heat. Long and out of bounds.
So far, as San Antonio's tried to make their way to the goal, there's been defense there to block them. That tells you they're going to have to find a way to spread the field a little bit more, try to get them out in transition. That means longer balls from the back line, more forced turnovers in the center of the field. But as of right now, I think even with Coutinho and Perano doing all that movement and shots taken, New Mexico United's back line has just been better.
San Antonio been really good at winning 50-50 possession. Seymour kept it alive, is trying to get organized. New Mexico coming forward, ball kept inbounds. San Antonio falls back defensively. Service ball in, Batruni's there. Well played, the best test of the night. And the San Antonio goalkeeper, Joey Batruni, is passing the test.
That has to be goal save of the week. I mean, look at the speed in which he got his hand up, reaction time, pawing it over. Just incredible work there from Joey Batruni. I think he's going to be on the team to watch once again this week.
That left mid was right there. Beautiful service ball and redirected. Were it not for the goalkeeper, New Mexico, the big boost of life. A yellow card assessed to the New Mexico bench. Incensed. This one's gotten a shot of energy before halftime. 2 added minutes as we approach 30 seconds into the added time. Batruni will have to look alive again as a corner kick coming for New Mexico. Trying far post. Chip outside of the box. Back in, out of bounds. Fun sequence.
Yeah. Again, really hard putting that ball in the mix when you've got so many tall guys there on the back line for San Antonio FC, but smart to go backside. Almost had it there.
Save of the week contender right there.
Absolutely.
My bad. you were collecting yourself.
Taking a sip of water.
Getting some water.
Yeah.
No. It's important to hydrate up here on the air.
They're tiring me out just watching it, okay? So, no, but really, I think that is going to be save of the week. That was just too good. The way he came out, he was just in the perfect position. The quick paw up, I mean, you can't get much better than that.
A lot of politicking going on down on the field. We've seen yellow cards, 2 to New Mexico, 1 to San Antonio. As Servando Bernarico telling everybody, let me get this. I worry about the officiating, you worry about the playing. So it seems like both teams content to just let these seconds dwindle down and head to half. A lot of positive for San Antonio, good momentum build for New Mexico. Great saves by both goalkeepers. It's been an exciting first half here in week number 3 of this young USL Championship season.
Great matchup, no doubt. I think only notes for San Antonio are switch it up, get some space. That's a good ball in. Kind of like that, you know, trying to catch them on transition. I know a lot of people don't like the long balls, booting it down, but you got to get a one-on-one with this keep.
So a lot to process from that opening half, but great action back and forth. San Antonio unable to capitalize off their 12 shots, 6 on target. A great save by Batruni. Shakes a couple on his end to make it a 0-0, but doesn't have the feel of some of the 0-0 matches we've done going into half.
Right, a lot of good stuff out here for both teams. It's going to be interesting to see how they come back.
So we will take a quick break, 0-0 here between San Antonio FC and New Mexico United. Come back and we will break down the first half here from Toyota Field.
When you donate or shop at Goodwill, you'll help train future truck drivers through our local career training programs. Good job, everyone.
Coyote combo and get a free collectible Spurs cup. Only at Taco Palenque, official fresh mix of the Spurs.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Wow. Awesome. Cool.
Sweet. Nice. Hey! I like your dress.
You look pretty.
No, you look pretty.
No, you look pretty.
No, you...
During the Ready, Set, Go sales event, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 subvention cash on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer ends March 31st.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Lock in your Spurs 2026-27 ticket memberships, presented by RBFCU. It's your ticket to game day.
A San Antonio shop owner was getting calls from hackers trying to drain her bank account. But Frost was on it. When they couldn't reach her, they drove over to what? To stop the call? What the fraud?
The scammers tried to clean her out.
So Frost handled the scandal.
Yep, and now business is blooming.
Got him.
Got him good.
My wife is who inspires me. She's a hard worker, very smart, very intelligent.
My grandma, my mom, my sister, my wife, they all had to earn everything they got, and they had to work hard.
Definitely mom. Everyone knows moms are the backbone of everyone's life.
I see my wife, although she works night shifts, she still has the time to do stuff for me, whatever it is, make me dinner or whatever I need so that I can be ready and have my mind ready and, to perform on the field.
My mum, she's the hardest worker I know. She's juggled so many jobs, and she's always believed and supported in me.
My mom, for sure. I think my mom, my best friend. She's, helped shape me into who I am and the man I am today.
My mom, my sister, now my wife. So, yeah, I would say all three of them.
My mama. She has done everything in my life. She's been my manager, my therapist. Yeah, she's cool.
My wife, my mother, they're both, the strongest and smartest women I know.
Match day one, it's the season opener of the USL Championship.
No time like the present for these teams to make a statement and begin the campaign on the right foot.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Lock in your Spurs 2026-27 ticket memberships, presented by RBFCU. It's your ticket to game day.
It is halftime at the USL Championship. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines for this week. A new era is underway at Louisville City following the exit of head coach Danny Cruz earlier in the week. Simon Bird was named interim head coach for the back-to-back Players' Shield winners. Bird worked with Cruz since joining Lou City staff in 2021. Monterey Bay has given its young roster core a veteran boost with the signing of midfielder Sebastian Lletget. 33 appearances for the U.S. men's national team during a successful pro career. Lletget subbed on during Monterey's Week 2 match against El Paso Locomotive. Well, the season is still young, but the hot starts are standing out already. How about Rubio Rabin? 3 goals in 2 matches for El Paso. The Oakland Roots off to a 2-0 start under new head coach Ryan Martin. They had never done that in their previous 5 years since joining the championship. And goalkeepers Anthony Siaha of Hartford Athletic and Danny Vitiello of Sacramento Republic each kept clean sheets through the first 2 matches of the season. Spanish broadcasts are coming up soon on 2DN. Wednesday the 25th, Lexington SC hosts Brooklyn. Then Saturday the 28th, Detroit City hosts Charleston Battery. That's a look at the headlines for this week. Let's get you back to your match for the second half.
$10 for a large, $10 for any 3 toppings, $10 for your choice of hut crust. Like our new garlic parm hand tossed. Because there's crust, and then there's hut crust. The crust you crave, only $10. Order in the Pizza Hut app.
Oh, yeah. People in this industry know all about the f***ers at Davis Law Firm. If we get a case with their name on it, then we know for darn sure we are likely not settling cheap.
Yeah, I'm adjusting to retired life fine. I don't have to go up against the at Davis Law Firm anymore. Believe me, we tried, but it was hard to lowball those.
Dealing with insurance companies after a wreck can be a real challenge. If you're hurt, remember the 4-letter word that can help. Want more? Call the Force.
Week 32 of living. I still have yet to try the coveted butter tortilla. So, have I really lived? Days pass by, filled with orange-brown goo. Not another airplane. One day, I will taste what is meant to be mine. Really? No! Another plan thwarted. Wait, those tortillas are getting torn far too thin for adult consumption. Could this mean... Yes!
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
Breeze is kicked up now. It's still a toasty evening here at Toyota Field, San Antonio, Texas. Great action. Week number 3 of this USL Championship season. 0-0, though, between New Mexico United, San Antonio FC, Tyler Denning, Katie Goodman. That one was enjoyable. A lot of fun. Nothing to show for either team. San Antonio comes out. It's an offensive barrage, but they cannot capitalize. New Mexico has a great opportunity at the end of the half, but Petruni is there with a huge save, and that leaves us 0-0.
Right, ton of firepower there for San Antonio, and it's young Eurofave who really stirred it up the most. Whether it's a service in or a finish, and of course you have Jorge there, just everyone having a go at it, and that's what's so tough about this San Antonio FC team is that any one of these players can put it away from any distance at any time, and Patino there with a really close call. But you know what? Close calls don't win games. So at the end of the day, you have to find a way to put it in the back of the net.
That was the save from Petruni, Katie, that you made note could be potentially save of the week. Chris Shakes has been great on the other side in goal for New Mexico. What's it going to take, though, for San Antonio to try to get one by him?
Well, it's hard to say. He's done a really good job of closing down the space. Their defense has been really compact. So for me, it's, get that ball up a little bit sooner. Try to get them out in transition. Right now, they're allowing the defense to get set, and they're cooking and baking it and trying to figure out to find the seams, bringing out all the stops and the magic. And maybe it's a little more simple than that. Just find a little bit more space to run in on and get a better look at goal.
How about for New Mexico? How do they build on that momentum they had as we take a look at the stats from the first half?
I think defend a little bit higher up the field. They're allowing San Antonio to play out quite a bit. If they defend up higher, it could stop some things. You know, you got to defend from the striker all the way to the last defender.
Stats presented by HEB. San Antonio came in with just 4 shots on target. They have 6 in that opening half. You had made mention of what both coaches will be speaking to. What do you expect to see in the second half?
I think you're going to see a little bit more firepower coming out from New Mexico. You got to know that head coach Sanchez is telling them, put bodies on them on the back line. Don't let them build out the way that they have. But maybe that's what they want. They want to bait them, get in behind, right? So it's going to be a game of chess out here today.
So that is what to watch. Come on back for the second half. Great action in the first. Hope to continue over.
When you donate or shop at Goodwill, you'll help train future nurses' aides through our local career training programs. Good job, everyone.
Combo and get a free collectible Spurs cup. Only at Taco Palenque, official fresh mix of the Spurs.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Awesome.
I like it. I love it.
During the Ready, Set, Go sales event, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tacoma SR5 for $299 a month for 36 months. Offer ends March 31st.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Lock in your Spurs 2026-27 ticket memberships, presented by RBFCU. It's your ticket to game day.
San Antonio FC Soccer is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer, Toyota. Let's go places. And by Methodist Healthcare, proudly offering 10 neighborhood ERs across San Antonio. Hydration has been a factor. Mentioned unseasonably hot. Thankfully, the wind has kept up. We saw a break called for from Chris Shakes, the goalkeeper for New Mexico. Partly maybe because how much action he has seen across the opening half. Those 6 shots on target having to deal with. But San Antonio unable to put something on the scoreboard to represent how good of an offensive attack they posed that opening half.
Yeah, no doubt that the hydration is really important, as you were saying there. But again, New Mexico United, they came out and had to play an immediate 3 games in 1 week. That's just a really tough thing to do on the body when you have not been really playing games at all. And so you can expect to see a couple of little twinges and tweaks and knocks here and there when you play that much and put your body through it, because these guys are playing to their 100%. You know, they're not out here just wasting time. I think San Antonio did really great job there in that first half, just managing the tempo, but now it's managing the nerves. You know, how when you get into that attacking third, can you calm it down, find the net, get better looks at goal to begin with. I mean, a lot of the shots that they took were just closed down really quickly.
Feels like this opening 5, 7, 10 minutes going to be really important for both ball clubs.
Absolutely. You know, they're going to come out with a lot of energy, and Jake LaCava, former SAFCer, makes his way in for Niall Reed-Steppen.
That's number 17 coming on in yellow.
LaCava did a really great job last season, more in the attack, just getting in and moving forward. season he had a goal and an assist, and in 2024 he also had a goal. So it's been 2 seasons with San Antonio before making his way to Mexico United. It's a tough guy to go up against. Well, tough in general when you've caught a couple of SAFC players. You know how a lot of these guys on the other squad think. A lot of these guys have been around for a really long time.
Aaron Stephen coming off with that yellow card. It's Zico Bailey, a former SAFCer that received a yellow card as well. Nearly got a second one. Could have been a second one. Would have been well within the referee's purview to issue such, but held off. Maldonado received one in the opening half. We are underway.
Some good movement here from New Mexico. You can tell the goal is to possess. Unlucky there.
When it comes to an offensive identity for San Antonio, what are you starting to see them develop? What does that look like tonight, remainder of this match, and moving forward as well?
I'd see creativity. I mean, that's something that they had struggled with in seasons past, even before Carlos was here, just getting that creative movement up top. They do a really good job right now doing that. And also just the tenacity, getting back on defense if you lose the ball.
Good space to work with Ward. Jukes the defender, works him himself left-footed, headed out. Seymour stifles the attack. It was Ward that's pressed up on that right side. It tested the goalkeeper, but once again, Chris Shakes playing a phenomenal match. Could be 4-0.
Absolutely. He is keeping his team in this tonight. And another good example, though, of running into space on the backside. But my question is, can you get that shot or the service off sooner? As you can see, 2, 3, 4 yellow jerseys in the mix, cutting down the angle.
Beautiful
really helps
job
out.
To work to that left foot and earn himself a try.
It just seems that when you drive into the 5 area, it just gets closed down. But the intention is good for sure. Longer ball in behind.
But once again, stifling, working, finding space. San Antonio's done a really good job working themselves into space. Eurofave trying to find 2 teammates, but into the chest of Shakes, who's upset with himself. He gives the ball right back and may have to deal with San Antonio coming his way again.
You know, Eurofave, I think you could tell just it went awry. He was trying to bend it there. Didn't quite work out.
Yeah, you want to hit the slice, the hook.
Get a little more around it when you bend it.
That's like me with my driver. And you're going house shopping instead of being in the fairway.
Yeah. Replace some windows.
I'll just get in the car. Keep moving.
Yeah.
I was on hole 15. I don't know what y'all saw.
I'm just going to stick with the driving range. I can't be bothered
plenty,
to play.
Plenty of space there. San Antonio has done a great job finding space. Winning the ball back is there is some space. Ball on the ground on the cross. Ends up back in a shot. Onfren going for that top right 90. Just floated and hung up in the air off the foot of Maldonado. Great idea. Nearly netted.
Incredible work there from Maldonado. Just the composure. It's that first touch into the right spot and then absolute power behind it. Had that been just a foot lower, could have been a goal.
Katie, across our years, it felt like for San Antonio, there were maybe 2 or 3 guys that could do things creatively, offensively, and make the ball work. But this team, it's like 5, 6, 7 that we've seen tonight that have some tricks up the sleeve.
Right, even the center backs, get up and in it. And Crognali had a goal in that last matchup against Phoenix, and so, you can tell I call it the Colombian mindset, style of play. It's very fluid. You don't have to be in one spot, and what a tackle.
Here comes Hernandez, numbers, but the pass just sticks into the ground, does the boot.
Would have loved to see Pirano just take that. He's got the speed and the ability to dribble on the ball there, but good to be selfless, but maybe not in that moment. This is where you need to watch the late run if you're San Antonio.
Defensively, they are there with numbers, but just knifing through the defense. Former teammate of some, Jake LaCava. Haven't seen a ton of this from New Mexico. Jostling between Seymour, the captain, Jorge Hernandez, maybe the emotional captain.
Yeah. San Antonio legend, maybe, 3-time.
Mitch Tanner, the captain for the squad this evening. 52 minutes. What have you seen in these opening minutes of the second half?
It feels very similar to that first half.
That pass is deflected to stop the momentum momentarily. Trying to keep the ball in play. Working down to the corner. The official split the 2. Deep throw-in coming for New Mexico.
Again, San Antonio doing well with their smothering identity. Wherever it is on the field, they really work to shut it down, but where they need help in the attacking third is just finding space from the defender, finding better looks at goal.
Good leave into the middle, space there, but no oomph on the shot from Harris. Petruni was easy work on the save.
It was going to go in for New Mexico. That would have been the time.
Good creativity and linkage. Quello will cycle the ball back.
And a good reminder to San Antonio that you can't switch off. Just because you're dominating possession doesn't mean you're winning the game.
Good turn and burn to move, but grappled to stop, and a yellow card coming out.
Definitely a tactical foul there from Chris Gloucester. Anytime Pirano's got you beat. I mean, you could see there.
You get a fistful of jersey and slow him down?
Yeah, it would have been a tough spot. So at least he wasn't the last defender. And you can see he explains that to him there.
So the third yellow card presented to the team in yellow. It's Gloucester. 53rd. Pass right to the opposition. Turnover from San Antonio. Space to work with. Truni's going to have to look alive. He's going to be tasked here. Dives for the ball. Clips it. Clips the offensive player on the attack. And Noel to no whistle.
What a save.
It was decision time for Joey Petruni, and he made the right call.
Zero fear from Petruni. Put his entire body on the line for that one.
Valentin Noel was the player that went to the ground, and It was that turnover that led to the opportunity for New Mexico. This ball forward, running for it, pushing forward. Chance to make the first goal of the game. It's not. To be off the crossbar, ricocheting down. Patino looks at the crossbar in disbelief.
Looking back at it here, Patino, the rare player that has the quality, the speed, and the physicality. As you can see, throwing Kip Keller off the ball there just to get a better look at it. But it's again Shakes who comes out and denies it. I mean, give that guy a raise.
Got a piece of the ball?
Yeah.
I don't know if he clipped just enough to the goalkeeper to then redirect the ball. It was a great hesitation move, or with the speed from Patino, slows down and got a phenomenal look.
Yeah, as you can see there, Chris Gloucester got just a little bit, I think, under his ribs, and then it hit the post. That's why
I thought crossbar from our angle, but that was wide.
Right, and that's why we're getting the corner kick here. San Antonio is getting the corner kick here.
It was Keller, the defender, trying to hustle with Patino all the way down, that is now being attended to and walking gingerly towards the New Mexico bench.
Yeah, again, Patino is just a brick house, really hard guy to run through. Keller was trying to put the body on him and got stiff-armed a little bit. But Kip Keller, really been a great defender here for New Mexico United. First time I remember seeing him was with Austin FC. He was playing on the back line. San Antonio was playing them in the U.S. Open Cup, and they won against an MLS team for the first time. So it was a big thing to them, you know, the I-35 battle.
They're going to check Keller out as San Antonio tries with the corner, the ricochet, trying to keep it low. Huelo with yet another tantalizing effort, but nothing to show still for the home squad. There's no way Jakes was getting to that one.
Yeah, great job just getting on the end of it, though, finding a bit of connection. That was Crognali, I think, who was able to connect with it. He's had goals like that before.
There's Huelo that steps in with the right foot. You draw a whistle right in front of Carlos Llamosa and the San Antonio bench.
Usman Jaming taking that hit. He's been a little bit quiet here this evening. 2025 led the team, 46 tackles. Also had a goal last season.
He the one on the ball. Across to the other side. Crafty work to get out of the space as Eurofov pushes it forward. Toronto began it. And San Antonio will have yet another corner.
Toronto just world class at dribbling out of pressure. The whole reason that forward movement happened was because of him, that hustle, not giving up. And he's done really well this season to know when to release it too. I think he had struggled with that in seasons past, but he's really just firing on all cylinders here.
Jorge. Ninth corner of the night. That ball will head to the concession stand.
Had Emil Quillo been able to keep that on frame, that would have been a Sports Center top 10. I mean, look at that ball just driven to him. I like the effort, but it's a tough one to get laces on. I understand why he hit it with the inside of the boot.
seen great opportunities for both teams thus far in the second half.
Yeah, it seems that things have opened up a little bit more, and I think a big part of that is San Antonio is trying to open up the field, trying to get in on transition, which leaves them a little bit exposed in the back.
Cam Wilkerson, Luther Archimede. 2 subs coming on. 3 subs we have seen, along with Lacava, who started the second half. Keller remained on the bench after being attended to and then walking off gingerly, so he, one of the players replaced as was Greg Hurst.
Awful to be injured so early on in season. We hope that whatever happened, he's able to work through it by the next game.
No substitutions yet from SAFC. Which goal keep is going to blink first, feels like.
Really does feel like a game of the keepers, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the shot of momentum that one team can get if they can score first, how it could change the complexion of this game. It's been San Antonio that's had the wealth of opportunities. That ball was right on top of us, right beneath us. We were right on top of and clearly out of bounds.
Super out.
But hey, nice job from Wilkerson to sell it. Katie, when you played in a game like this where it feels like you've had the pitch tilted offensively but nothing to show, how do you stay engaged, stay positive, stay doing what you've done?
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy to get frustrated in these moments, but you really have to just think of the next play. And usually in that situation, you've got someone saying, you know, take it easy, settle down, settle the nerves, because if that ball's not going in but you're getting looks, it's a nerves situation. And it's tough to manage because you want to keep the pace, you want to keep the intensity, but you have to lower those nerves at the right time, and that's the challenge. But, you know, I think for the most part, as long as they're communicating, continuing these creative runs, I think that's what gives San Antonio the most momentum, is some really cool stuff happening, and then they want to do more.
And for New Mexico, they've had some really good looks. We saw the header that Petruni saved, the left hand, and another one about 10 minutes ago. But are they feeling like, hey, there's opportunities there. If we can get one, we've totally taken advantage of a game that we've been on our heels defensively a lot of the minutes of this game.
Yeah, and again, you can see that field starting to open up, and that allows them to get in behind, starting to dictate a little bit more of play here as New Mexico.
Hesitation step, lost possession. Ward will play it off the pass from Eurofab. Now we will see a substitution for San Antonio. Santiago Patino will come off. Christian Sordo will come on.
This is what I mean by all the quality that's still sitting on the bench. 7 years in the USL Championship, 17 goals, 14 assists over that time. Has been with El Paso Locomotive, Lunan, RGV, Miami, Orange County, and it's tough when you've got a guy like Patino in the mix because he does have so much quality. But again, at least Coach Jamosa has all the firepower to pull from here.
How about the night for Patino?
Great work and effort there. I can imagine he's probably not satisfied having got a couple looks there at goal, but I mean, they had his number circled. They, you know, really shut him down. Multiple players on him all the time. So, you know, I think the good part is that he was part of that creative play and that movement up top, and that's only going to get better.
100% had a positive impact on this match. chipped up, chested down, kicked out. Sordo with the fresh legs. Trying to beat Shakes. Shakes well out of his post. He'll scramble to get back. His team buys him time. Here, have the ball back.
Pretty gutsy. I mean, most keepers are wanting to just clear it at that time, but I like that he stayed composed. I mean, look, they're possessing now.
Trying to beat the pass to space. It was Alex Grinali that did such, but the sequence remains. The whistle on the physical challenge. San Antonio will send it out of bounds to collect themselves.
No, we have 3 substitutions.
Got LaCava wide open for a switch. Be a good time to use them. There they go.
Eurofave there. Throw in from LaCava.
You can sense the frustration for both teams here. Things starting to slow down, taking their time, getting to those throw-ins. I think really trying to be more intentional with every pass as the time ticks down.
It's been the turnovers for both teams that have led to golden opportunities on the other side.
Bear hug around Christian Sordo is going to get a nice set piece. I think that was a little higher up the field, but they continue here.
Tapped by Quello out of bounds off the pass from Barber.
Unlucky. I mean, legs have to be tired. The hustle is really next level for San Antonio.
Quello trying to pressure that ball, couldn't get there in time. New Mexico will build as they enter the attacking third. Back to their captain, ping-ponged around. Seymour. To Petruni. Feels like New Mexico maybe ramped up the on-ball pressure.
Yeah, I think picking up on defending higher up the field, but I think a lot of this is intentional from San Antonio FC. They're trying to find better seams in behind that back line. I think that first half showed them that they're not going to get through if there's congestion. So you can see it in the slowed down play along the back line.
Long ball, and Tainer tall enough to ricochet off the head and keep it from testing his goalkeeper.
This is where you want center strikers checking in, giving him an option, pinging it around, going backside.
Leo de Sordo back onto his left foot.
San Antonio, of course, trying to make them chase a bit. Things starting to stagnate.
Yeah, a lot of standing.
It's a great check-in from Perano.
That is a good turn to earn some space. Didn't go to Sordo. Sordo will try the other side. Cuello there. Up with the left. Sordo couldn't get up. Shoulder down, as was Barber from behind, much to the ire of the home crowd. It was Jorge Hernandez trying to play the ball, and already the recipients of one yellow card that New Mexico benched tonight. He didn't like the fact that he came in
hot,
fast, and boots up. He was trying to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, he definitely didn't slow down at all.
And he will get a yellow card for those efforts. Let's take a look.
I think when you look at it after the fact, he was just trying to brace.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, it was a little bit of kicking after that caused the problems.
Yeah, that seemed like reciprocal.
Yeah, it's really hard to say from that angle, but it did look like there was a little bit of mischief in both parties.
Well, this game has definitely had some...
Coaching staff can get a double yellow too, so kind of shocked he didn't get one.
And they are still talking to one another. I don't think that's exchanging restaurant recommendations in the San Antonio area.
Yeah, they're not asking what they're doing after for sure.
That is where the throw-in will occur, is back in play. New Mexico came in recipients of just one yellow card. Got 4 tonight.
Great switch there from Barber. A lot of teams don't utilize that ability to just have a big switch across the field. Look at how much it opened things up for San Antonio to build out. And it's the ways that, passes like that is how you build out with more speed too.
Barber once again. Long pass. Ward taps it forward, receives it back. Fight to earn the ball back. A lot of congestion. Sideline there as well, but whistle drawn, befuddled. Hamalainen, the defender.
Yeah, he did well to stand the ball up.
Clipped him from behind.
Really dangerous set piece opportunity here for San Antonio.
Katie, one of your keys to the match for San Antonio was score early. We saw an early onslaught offensively, unable to capitalize, but now the key is just score.
Yeah, just score in general, yeah.
Can you get something to show for the effort that you have put forth offensively? 17 shots, 8 on target. That ball hot, and there it is! Into the net, San Antonio strikes.
Well, you must have put something in the air there, Tyler, because that's one heck of a goal right there. Just looking at this incredible service here from Jorge, the deflection from Barber into that side netting. I mean, there's just, defense has been amazing, but you just can't get to that. Barber has the height over them. I think that was just played to a T on that set piece.
Just glance off the head, Danny Barber, and that is something to show for the effort from San Antonio. Beautiful assist from Jorge Hernandez, 1-0.
Now it feels like probably to San Antonio how the game should feel, having all of those shots on goal, and it makes you wonder, you still got quite a few minutes left. Is this going to open up the scoring, or are they going to sit back and take it easy?
Well, we saw some chippiness a couple of minutes ago, and Hernandez letting his game speak with a beautiful ball, laced in with some pace. Great effort from Shakes diving to his right, but finally San Antonio finds the net in the 74th minute, courtesy of the head, Danny Barber.
Barber's come onto this team and has just done an incredible job, adding not only height and defense to the back line, but fulfilling his role there in the box too.
Katie, how about for a team that was blanked last game, albeit against a very good opponent, as is New Mexico tonight? It was the 0-0 draw against FC Tulsa, but to come out and say, hey, we got some offensive firepower. They've shown it tonight, but finally getting the goal.
Yeah, well, last season there was quite a few ties in the mix, which really had them struggling in the playoff setting, you know, able to get into playoffs. But, of course, you want to win as many as possible, and it's better to do that early on while you have everyone healthy and a good roster. So you can see the sense of urgency there for that. But also, you know, coming off a tie game, it's so hard. They've gone almost 70 minutes in addition to the 90 without a goal. So I'm sure this is going to make them feel a lot better about breaking that. But when you look at this challenge, just a kick right into the kneecaps, you know that hurts.
Was the goal scorer, Barber, that clipped Luther Archimede, the second half substitution for New Mexico. Katie, to the point where we were talking about prior to that, speaking of points, 3 hits a lot better than 1.
Yeah, it does.
Especially after a hard-fought night like tonight. New Mexico trying to respond. No work for Petruni. That went harmlessly out of bounds.
And again, Luther Archimede doing a great job just brushing off what happened and getting on the end of it. Again, another name, you know, throughout the USL Championship, having played at Monterey Bay SC, Sac Republic. Had 2 goals last season here with New Mexico United. Really understated, but shows up when you need them.
All right, so tell me the mentality now for San Antonio. Do you stay aggressive, stay on the attack, try to make it 2-0?
Absolutely.
Or do you play it a little more defensive?
No, I say keep doing what you're doing, and you know, if you're not working towards scoring a goal, it's eventually going to come right
Beautiful
back down your throat.
Footwork from Dimitri Eurofab.
Yeah, and again, you can just see the hustle, the intensity in these San Antonio FC players.
Forward to Archimede. Can he get there in time? Does indeed. Challenge from behind, and New Mexico will have good space.
Yeah, an opportunity to do the same thing that San Antonio did to them.
Morano will receive yellow card. No shortage of yellows tonight.
Yeah, I think just no ball, all ankles.
San Antonio defense will be tasked to snuff out this opportunity. As we approach the 80th minute in the second home match of the season. 1-0-1, 4 points to the table. Coming into tonight, tied with 4 teams for second, albeit in just a young third week of this long season. Low service. Oh.
Tough spot to try a bicycle kick.
Yeah. Jorge Hernandez, who already has that yellow from the interaction earlier at the bench.
Not minimum. Lucky for him, it was outside the box when it happened. Anytime you've got a high kick like that, call is going to be against you.
Mitch Tainer will come out, try to plead his case, both captains. As Seymour in yellow as well.
Probably telling them to settle their guys down a little bit.
Let's take a look at.
Yeah, the ball ricochets out, and he's just trying to clear it. He does not see him coming behind him, so it was not intentional, even though it kind of looked like that.
It was just a bang-bang timing of the play.
Wilkerson just ran right through it. Yeah, so actually, I mean, he might be.
Well, and that's, you can hear possibly coming off of the New Mexico bench, seeking some clarification. They believe that a card was warranted, a card was shown, a card was coming.
Ultimately, it wasn't intentional. It was just a high kick. So I guess they make it fair by giving New Mexico the set piece.
Well, Jorge's trotting towards the San Antonio bench. I didn't see a card.
Probably had to come off the field since he's responsible for the set piece. He'll get back in as soon as the ball's in play.
Well, he was a player down on the field as well that required the attention. So he's not headed to the bench. He's just standing on the sideline. Katie made the point, should run back in, but this just outside of the box. Another chance for New Mexico to try to tie this ball game up. Off the wall. That ball deflected. It's a whistle blown. Wanting to look at the recipient maybe of.
That's tough. That he took that point blank right to the head. That's some concussion level connection.
Valentin Noel was the one that sent the ball in.
Only good thing is that Mitch Tainer, the one who's down right now, did go to meet the ball. A lot of times you get hurt worse if the ball hits you and you don't send any force back, but he sent some force back, but it's looking like he's probably seeing stars right now.
That's why you see so many sports like the neck brace or the neck concussion device when you talk about the recipient of that force and the head trauma. This is where the game of soccer has evolved so much to be cognizant of that contact taken above the shoulders. A lot of it willing, as you know, the head is an object that can be used, but there's something to protect in there.
Yeah,
very important.
They don't allow kids under the age of 7 to head the ball anymore. And that's probably a really good thing, even though a lot of soccer fanatics will say, well, how are they going to develop their skills? They need to be heading the ball, but really and truly, not really.
Dmitry Eurofab will sit down. Excellent night for him. Kurt Kalov will be the sub for SAFC.
Kalov from Minnesota United FC2, also went to Rutgers and Syracuse. Part of the NCAA Championship team in 2022. That's quite the accolade. Talked to Coach Jamosa and he was talking about how the sky's really the limit for him, a young guy.
How about the night for Dmitry?
Incredible work. I mean, it felt like he was truly the heartbeat of the team. A lot of times you give that to Jorge, and Jorge was too, but you know, it just felt like there was a lot more
they got two hearts.
Power. Yeah, 2 heartbeats. Yep.
Petruni will come out to take this ball. This game has ground to a walk across the sequence of events the last 5 minutes.
San Antonio, of course, happy to take the 3, but they've still got plenty of time to defend here.
Now the referee really being tasked to try to keep this one clean.
Contained.
Yeah. Seen a lot of chippiness and some tired legs. Hard fought. Both sides feeling entitled to a result and points here. Right now it's in the favor of San Antonio. Courtesy of the goal from Barber. Off the head, the assist from Hernandez. Gainer back up and out.
Always good to see, popping up pretty quickly.
Next home match, presented by Toyota, SAFC, hosting Lexington SC. That's on March 29th, 3 p.m. SanAntonioFC.com for tickets. Will they do such with a record of 2-0-1, or does New Mexico have something to say? Looking for their first points of the season. If they were to get them, Katie, it'd be well earned.
Yeah, they're really pinging that ball around now. You can see that sense of urgency has crept up on them as the minutes count down, but San Antonio still...
There's some space, but right into the breadbasket of Batruni, who will lay on it and give it a nice big bear hug. It's been Jabang in the middle. Has the ball on his foot now. So we'll give New Mexico a chance. Finale, the offender.
Ooh, a lot of ankles. There's going to be a pretty bruise there from the cleat for him come tomorrow. It's a tough one to walk on and walk away from. You know, it just looks like a clip, but that hurts so much.
Look down the stat sheet. There's a lot of players with yellow next to their name tonight. 3 for New Mexico, 1 to their bench. It's now 4 for San Antonio FC. Petroni comes out and Superman punches that ball. Ward will try to ignite. A break and a whistle will stop play. But Petruni saw it with the left paw earlier. That was the right punch. Clear the ball.
Best plays have come from Petruni out here tonight. I mean, just great work, not only getting off his line with speed, but not holding back. A lot of keepers would hesitate in that moment, trying to allow the back line to handle it, but SAFC has a really, really good goalkeeper in Petruni.
It's Cuello that had the ball deep in the corner, but a whistle inside the box as the player was down. Didn't see what the sequence was there, but it negates the push. Not stopping play and trying for net. Circling through. Now do they bring the ball back to where the contact was and where Pirano is down?
They were definitely trying to play advantage, I think, giving Jorge the opportunity. What a tough miss there. Having a really great look.
Which was goal. The right call, because if that ends up being a goal.
Yeah. And so there's the push after the fact. But since they gave them advantage, that's what you get for that.
And with that, Jorge Hernandez will sit down. Assist on the night. Pirano sitting down 2. It's in the 89th minute. Some fresh legs to try to hold on to the victory and 3 points as Shakes is dancing. Got some pressure on him. Frame is open right now, but the green jersey back.
We've seen some unconventional moments there from Shakes, but it has worked out for him every time.
6 minutes to play. You figured after all the stoppage we had that there would be quite a bit of time being added. And Seymour was doing quite a bit of jostling himself. He may have had his jersey, but I think that's going to go on him.
Yeah, there's a nice hold there of the jersey.
He initiated, then did get it back.
Yeah, some pushing of the back there, but that was E.J. Johnson that you saw there who filled in for Jorge Hernandez.
It's number 24.
It's on a 25-day contract right now. Comes over from Oakland Roots.
He's going to get a good 6 minutes to show what he can do as San Antonio tries to hold on to this victory. Make it 2-0-1 on the season. Move to 7 points. Bouncing around. San Antonio bench for sure thought offsides. Their defense gathers themselves and gets numbers back.
I would definitely say that was an offside call. Just, I happen to be right where that line is here in the press box.
Trying to pressure Seymour and look to get him wound up and around. Seymour goes down to the pitch. Ball given to New Mexico. Oh! And it could have been an empty one-on-one chance. It was outside of the box. Barber
with the tactical foul, obviously, but also lucky it wasn't a red for being the last defender.
Yeah, he was late getting back as this sequence of 45 seconds is really sprawled to both sides. So now a similar opportunity to what we saw earlier just outside of the box, to which the San Antonio Wall and Mitch Tainer currently trying to align his team.
You can only imagine what's going through his head when he just took a hard hit the last time he was in the wall. This is where you got to be fearless.
Does New Mexico and Zico Bailey currently lined up, have chance to tie it up is Petruni. Full extend, full dive. Don't know if he had to tip that away or if it was just wide, but the effort was there. The sheet stays clean. Let's take another look.
Yeah, that one was definitely wide there of the post, but had it been on frame, he would have been there to at least tap it. Some Superman powers there from Petruni.
What a match. Saw one of the best saves you will see maybe this season. What would have given New Mexico the first goal of the game. Still some time left. The visitors have finishing strike, or can San Antonio put a bow on this very well played match? Chippy and did get a little ugly at times, but these two teams having met 4 times last year, and for San Antonio seeing their season end at the hands of New Mexico, especially on your home field, not going to roll out the red carpet.
Yeah, and you know, also just breaking that curse there of having lost to New Mexico so many times. You know, there's a lot more riding on this than just a win. It's ego for sure.
.94 minutes, 30 seconds, 6 minutes were added. Is that enough to put a bow and end this one?
6 minutes feels like forever when you're out there.
Ref will throw another yellow card out.
Yellow for you, yellow for you.
E.J. Johnson, it looked like the challenge was down the field prior to the ball being sent up there. So New Mexico now another chance as Shakes will move his way forward. Ball is in the air, headed, tapped out. Sent towards the back line of San Antonio, but out of bounds, and Petruni will not hustle over to get that ball, I would assume.
Take his sweet time.
The step.
Yeah, but going back to that header by Barber, it just shows you how much help having another really tall guy on the back line is. For the longest time, it was Cronali and Mitch back there. And even seasons before, it was only really 2 tall guys in the center back position. But now that you have 3, that just changes things. All with similar playing styles, too. They play out of the back really well, do great out of the air.
The Atlanta, Georgia native as the fans to their feet, being encouraged. 6'4", Danny Barber. The difference in this match, the assist from who else? Jorge Hernandez. As we crest the 96-minute mark, the whistle blows and San Antonio can celebrate with a hard-fought victory over New Mexico. Much their foil last season. Saw their season end at the hands of New Mexico. 4 losses. The Katy first meeting this year delivered, had the feel of a late season match, chippiness, offense back and forth, and it was the goal for Barber that proves to be the difference.
That's the way it's going to have to be from start to finish. Chippy, throw your body into everything, but you know this is such a big win here for San Antonio at home. They really struggled with New Mexico in the past, and finally they've got that win. You know, I think moving into this next game, it's how do you get better looks at goal. They've done so well with their movement into the attacking third. It's just setting each other up maybe a little bit better moving into that next game.
So what a night it was. 20 shots, 9 on target, 1 goes in. San Antonio adds 3 more. That save from Petruni kept it clean. That may be the save of the week. He was pumped up, and rightfully so, as San Antonio walks away from this one with a 1-0 victory. Next home match, San Antonio FC against Lexington SC. That will be March 29th, 3 p.m. Methodist Healthcare proudly offering 10 neighborhood ERs around San Antonio. USL Championship soccer from San Antonio, Texas. Tyler Denning, Katie Goodman, good night to you.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.